ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Diablo 3 Status Update episode number 32. I am Mac10, and the background footage is some Monk gameplay because I think that the Monk deserves a little bit more love than the Monk has been getting. It's actually a pretty fun class. Feels sort of like Chuck Norris meets Bruce Lee meets the Barbarian. It does a lot of damage. I don't know, I haven't played it throughout the entire game in the latest patch, but it feels pretty fun. It's kind of neat. It feels really slim, clean cut, like you're basically naked, yet you can still run the whole map. So, it's pretty cool. Anyway, today's news topics, we've got, the game is apparently going to run smoother on retail launch than it does in the beta, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Next thing is that there's a limit on how much money you can have on your Battle.net balance, which is actually bullshit. And the third thing is the more information about the global launch, or at least more discussion about it by Blizzard. So the first thing, the game is going to run smoother on retail than in the beta. Now this is very strange. Now this is mentioned by a Blue Post Caltonis support forum agent, and this thread will be in this video's information. And he basically says that should run fairly well at release, not beta, on cards made back in 2006. And by saying at release, not beta, he's making this distinction between the retail version of the game and the beta version of the game. So he's stating that the game will run differently. Maybe this is because there are less things going on, maybe it's because the game is more concentrated, but it's strange to think about because Warden is not there for the beta. Warden will be running during the retail launch of the game, but it's not running during beta. So it feels like it would run slower, but for some reason, it apparently runs faster, or will run faster on the retail than it does for the beta. And if I remember correctly, during the StarCraft 2 beta, the StarCraft 2 beta ran a little bit slower, a little bit choppier, with a little bit less FPS than the retail version of StarCraft 2. So I think this is believable for sure, and I'm pretty excited about it because, you know, my frame rate's good. But as you can see in some of my Fraps videos, when Fraps is running, it goes down to like 30, and that's just, I don't think that's acceptable. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the limit on your Battle.net balance. Now, originally I don't know if I assumed or actually heard from someplace that it was supposed to be $500 US, but apparently it isn't. You have a Battle.net balance limit of $100, or equivalent based on whatever your currency is. So that is actually garbage. So they said, oh, don't worry, you can raise it to $250 if you buy our authenticator. Now, I honestly, I think it's bullshit at a principle that we have to buy their authenticator to raise our account balance, but they get to blame this policy on, well, someone could hijack your account and they could spend $200 on CD keys for Warcraft 3. Or, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that they would make you do that because you can't cash out your Battle.net balance anyway. It's ridiculous that they're making you do this. So, that's my opinion on that. But at the same time, I mean, yes, it makes sense for Blizzard because it gives them the ability to say, well, someone must have got a hold of your authenticator to get in. Like, come on, man, shit. I think it's a little bit absurd. A little bit absurd. But, yeah, that's all I got on that. The global play issue. Now, when Diablo 3 pre-sales began, we mentioned as part of the purchase process that Diablo 3 players will be able to choose to play on game servers based in the Americas, Europe, or Asia, regardless of what region they were connecting from or which language version of the game they purchased, with certain restrictions. As you'll see in the updated terms of use, the name for this functionality is Global Play, and we'll be providing more information about exactly how it works, including the restrictions noted above prior to D3's launch. So, this is in the same thread as the Battle.net balance limits, and this is also obviously in the video's information, but this is, it's sort of what we've expected for a while now. They're just saying if you buy the game in Russia, you'll be able to play with people in America, etc., etc., etc. You can play anywhere. However, I don't know how this is going to work, and they haven't stated exactly how it's going to work, but you will be limited on where you can use the real money auction house. They don't want that going international. But anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Diablo 3 Status Update, episode number 32. I am Mac10, and if you like my videos, please subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.